also. So, okay. I will skip this slide for the time being. One of the characteristic of Ishvara in yoga is, I think you said teacher. Ishvara is like a teacher. It is, but not like the teacher as we mean it, जो हमेशा सजा ही देता रहता है, सजा देने वाला, शिक्षा देने वाला नहीं. Yes? वो वाला टीचर नहीं है. He is called the first guru because spiritual learning does not take place without the yes. बिन गुरु ज्ञान कहाँ से लाऊं? So Ishwar sometimes is called the first teacher because by looking at him a person has learned and then passed on the knowledge. Thus the entire teacher tradition, the Guru Shiksha Parampara is what is being talked of, not the today's teacher has has ultimately originated from God. So all this while we are talking about God to be a role model for us, all these different characteristics that are now there in our mind, let us put them together and see if we can concentrate on this concept, these kind of traits and characteristics that Ishwar has. I have shown you this book before. It's Yoga Philosophy of Patanjali, written by Swami Hariharanand Aranya, published by Calcutta University of Calcutta. And in this there is Yoga Sutra, the Sutra of Patanjali, along with Vyas Bhashya. Vyasas is the best commentary available on the Yoga Sutra. Sutra because they are terse sentences, they need a commentator. Vyasa has commented on that. And after that, in this particular book, the author, Swami Hariharanand Aranya, has further given some details on what even Vyasa has said, because even that is quite abridged for us today. For today's people to understand those concepts in greater detail from various shastras where the terms have come, he has given those details. Now, so pretty comparatively common, I will say. Yes, in this book, Swami Hariharanand Aranya, and I want to just come to this picture. The Yoga Sutra begins with what is called as Mangalacharan. Every time when you do something auspicious, we do Mangalacharan, that is, pray to the highest for help and blessings, so that everything that we are doing, all action of ours, are carried forward in this spiritual direction. We are seeking our way of life, which is truly the purpose of life and living as spiritual being. Now, this is what I have put here. I'll first read it out to you. We'll go through the translation, and then, if you're interested, we will do a little chanting of it before we conclude. So today, before we conclude, we will go with such a concept of Ishvara which is very, very universal. Let's see what are the traits given here. It says avidya vihinaya. Avidya, we talked about wrong knowledge, misinterpretation and misunderstanding. Vihinaya, without it. Like that. So avidya vihinaya asmita rahichayata. Asmita is ego. Raga dvesha prahinaya, likes, dislikes, without them. Nirbhayaya namo nama. Just this much if we understand fully. Nirbhayaya, without fear. Do you like this kind of Ishvara? Look at the characteristics that are talked about. Avidya vihinaya, asmita rahitaya cha, raga dvesha prahinaya, nirbhayaya namo nama. Just these 4 or 5 traits. This is free from afflictions. We said Ishvara is untouched from kleshas. This is what this first shloka is saying. I will read the English translation, or you would like to hear the Sanskrit first? Or we'll chant the Sanskrit. I think that would be better. I'll give you the English translation first, so that when you're chanting the Sanskrit, you will understand that better. So the very first shloka, again the translation itself I've taken from the same book. My homage to that being who is devoid of all misapprehension, avidya vihinaya we said, free from the me feeling, asmita, above desire and hate, raga dvesha, and bereft of all fear. The second stanza says, my homage to him who is in perfect quiescence and peace, absolutely quiet and peaceful. Do we all seek for peace in life? So we must pray to that which is peaceful. Calm beyond all attachments, not affected, touched by anything in a manner that you do react. You can always be proactive. That is the meaning applied here. Above all cravings, ye chahiye, wo nahi hoga. Who has got perfect knowledge of the meta-empiric self and the self-contained. What is our true self? Am I the body or I have a body? Am I the mind or I have a mind? So who is that I who have this body and this mind? So that real self. Om, Om, Om. My all is in you. You and you are present in my inner self. Please direct me to be mindful of thee. Here, the devotee is praying to that Ishvara who is without those klesha and attachments, etc., so that he gets the ability enough to be concentrating on such an Ishvara. May I be led by my spirit. May I get peace of mind. May I have constant remembrance of thee and of my purified self, Purusha as well as Purush Vishesh, dwelling only in thee, O Om, Om, Om. Would you like to repeat this in Sanskrit? While I can keep the slide on so that you can understand the meaning of what you are saying. Yes? I request Mr. Gogia. Niranjan Gogia is here. Some of you have been here when he has spoken to you earlier. Please come.
Om Namo Avidya Vihinaya. Om Namo Avidya Vihinaya Yasmita Rahitaya Cha Smita Rahitaya Raga Dvesha Prahinaya Nirbhayaya Namo Namaha Samahitaya Shantaya Nisangaya Nirashishe Atmanam Janate Samyak Atmanam Janate Samyak Swasthaya cha namo namaha Sansthitastvai vahayatma Sansthitastvai vahayat Tvam antaratmani sthitah Ratmani Vitarka vihine harde Akashe me mahyatam त्वयि मे सर्व